Okay, we've made it to Series 12 with The Timeless Children. Aye, 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 where am I gonna put you? This could be a problem. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and yes, you like the last tier list so much that we're doing another one, and this one is Doctor Who series finales. Ooh, very interesting. If you look here, these are all of the new Who series finales. Look at them all here, and for some reason this list is so tall and has a lot more categories than I'm used to. And if you want to do this tier list, I have linked it down below, and if you want to send me a screenshot of your completed tier list, please tweet me your picture at Crispy Pro on Twitter, or whatever it's called now. Anyway, let's start with Series 1. Oh my goodness. So the Series 1 finale is Bad Wolf Parting of Ways, and this two-parter is iconic. Absolutely iconic. It has absolutely standout performances from both Billie Piper and Christopher Eccleston, and is actually the last time we see Christopher Eccleston. He didn't get a Christmas special. Why didn't he get a Christmas special? But I think this two-part is great. I really like Bad Wolf with their reality TV aesthetic, like reality TV parody, where it's like the Squid Games of reality TV. I really like the Weakest Link bit. I like the Big Brother bit. I think it's all very funny. It's all very good. It's very Russell. But I also love the fact that it's the Daleks. You know, we had that excellent story earlier in the series with one Dalek, and now it's like, here's a whole fleet of Daleks. It's a perfect payoff to the whole Bad Wolf plotline through the whole series. So, you know what? Oh my goodness. It couldn't be more apt. I'll put it in absolutely fantastic. And you know what? So was I. Because this episode also is, you know, the regeneration where he says that. So that's where you belong, my friend. That's your home now. Series 2, Army of Ghosts Doomsday. My goodness. Aren't these episodes iconic? And by episodes, I mean that one scene on Bad Wolf Bay that half the population of the UK can recite word for word by now. Yeah, look, these episodes are absolutely iconic. The chemistry between Billie Piper and David Tennant is undeniable. You know, it's not my favorite storyline Doctor Who's ever done, the whole love storyline between Tennant and Piper, but their chemistry is great. I love the introduction of Torchwood, and, you know, that kind of took a life of its own. And it has one of the saddest endings of any two-parter ever. You know, I don't usually cry in Doctor Who, but my goodness, I was teary for this one. I really was. And it features Rose Tyler's like last regular performance. So, but is it the best story ever told? I don't think so. I'd put it on par with Bad Wolf. Probably? Yeah, why not? You can go there. Okie dokie. Series 3. For purposes of this video, I'm going to say that this includes like Utopia, Sound of Drums, and Last of the Time Lords. Because I really do think that is a 3-part finale. Like a lot of people say, oh, it's just 2 parts. Nah, I think Utopia's in there. But once again, Russell, I think, is like excellent at writing series finales. I think they're really good at, you know, kind of capturing everything that happened in the series. But I do think the ending of the final episode is a little bit clunky, you know, when David Tennant becomes Space Jesus. But the real highlight of those 3 stories, especially the last episode, is Freema Agyeman as Martha Jones. I mean, it's honestly a sensational performance, and that's like part of the reason why I think that Martha Jones is one of my favorite companions ever. And it's a really fun story, and, you know, it features a Rogue Traders song. Here come the drums, baby, baby, baby. So that definitely gets a lot of points from me. And it has the introduction, you can see him just there, he's right there, of John Sims Master, and he is great. He is bonkers, he is wild, but absolutely iconic in that role. So with that being said, you're not as good as these two. You can go here. You're great. You're great. Series 4, Stolen Earth, Journey's End. My goodness, this is Doctor Who does their own Avengers Endgame. She's iconic, she's one of the best, and she's one of the fan favorites, absolutely. And this finale here is kind of a finale for all of these series as well. It's really like a swan song for Russell T Davies. Little did he know he was coming back to the show many years later. Everyone is in this damn story, and it's so much fun. I was reading a book the other day, and apparently Elton from Love and Monsters was going to be in this story. If he was there, boom, best story ever told. But I don't know where I sit with this one. I've watched this episode so many times that, you know, it's probably to my own detriment that I don't feel as much to it like anymore, because it's so good, but I don't go back to it anymore. But, you know, it's probably on par. It's probably on par. Like, that's a really impressive track record for Russell T Davies. Very good job. We've got some cracking season finales coming up, by the way. All right, Series 5, The Big Bang Pandorica opens. These were my 2nd and 3rd episodes that I ever watched. I had no idea what was going on, but I loved it. But it is very timey-wimey, but I love timey-wimey stuff. We've got Plastic Rory, we've got Amy dying, we've got the Doctor resetting the universe, we've got Amy and Rory's wedding. I mean, it's pretty jam-packed. And River Song, she's huge in this episode. It's a bit timey-wimey, but it's probably better than this. I would happily put it in between, but giving it the benefit of the doubt, I will also put it here. you. Okay, here we go. The Wedding of River Song, the Series 6 finale. Now, I know a lot of you out there online really are not the biggest fan of Series 6, and I never understood that because it has some absolutely banging episodes. But I think the reason a lot of people don't like Series 6 is because this finale wasn't all that great. And do I agree with that? Yeah. This finale really didn't pack the same punch. I kind of see where they were going, like, you know, time is collapsing and there's all these weird things happening. But once again, much like the Big Bang, you know, there's a big reset and the universe resets, but I don't think it was done nearly as well. It was a lot to pack into 45 minutes and I don't think it's that great, so I might put it in middling. Look at me go. Ooh, I'm a sassy boy. Now, for some reason, this list has included mid-series finales, which means that I've forgotten A Good Man Goes to War, which should have come before this one, but oops, I don't care. It's my channel and I can do what I want. And if you like that kind of stuff on a channel, you should subscribe, pretty please. Thank you. Hit that bell. It's free. So let's just quickly deal with A Good Man Goes to War. Yeah, it's great. It's one of my favorite stories, so let's put it there. Boom. Thank you. Series 7 Part 1 finale, The Angels Take Manhattan. This is a good episode. We were talking before about episodes that got me a little bit teary. Yeah, this was one. Amy and Rory are some of my favorite companions ever of all time, and this is their last story. And I love The Weeping Angels. I love how it's shot. I think it's beautifully directed. So I don't think it's that great, all things considered, because I think there's a lot of plot holes in that episode. So I'll say good. It's not good. It's good. You know? Okie dokie, Series 7 finale. Now we are cooking. There is a lot happening in this episode, The Name of the Doctor. It's very much clickbait because it looked like throughout the series that we were going to finally hear the Doctor's name. They're going to say it and it's going to be, you know, John Smith, but I think Moffat handled it beautifully with the, you know, the reveal at the end with John Hurt being the Doctor, and the way they said it, you know, like, oh, not in the name of the Doctor. That's the whole reason for the name, you know. So they clickbaited us, but they definitely delivered on the promise. Like any good YouTube video, come up with a catchy title, go, what? It might not be what you thought, but it is what it is. But anyway, Richard E. Grant's in this, and it's great. The whole Clara storyline was solved. We finally figured out that, yeah, she was this splinter of time caused by a decaying TARDIS. The Whispermen, for goodness sake. My goodness, what a terrifying villain. Would love them to come back, please. But I will also put it in great. I'll put it in great. All right, Series 8, you devious old thing. Hello, how are you? Series 8's great, and I genuinely enjoy this finale. Like Dark Water, Death in Heaven, the two-parter. I think Dark Water is definitely the stronger episode, and for some reason with Moffat, if there's a two-part finale, the first episode will always be better. I feel like he lets himself down slightly in the finale somehow, but this story like really introduced us to Missy, and Michelle Gomez is one of my favorite things in the Doctor Who universe ever. She's the best. The Cybermen are very good, but like it does have that one weird scene where it seems like the Brigadier is a Cyberman and then flies up into space and blows up. I think that's a little bit disrespectful, so that loses some points for me, but I genuinely think it's a really fun story. I think Dark Water is sensational, but Death in Heaven, not so much. So I will put it in good. This one, it's good. This one, it's good. Oh boy, Hellbent, the Series 9 finale, and this one's controversial. Now, there's some debate as to whether Heaven Sent and Hellbent is a two-parter. For the purposes of this, I'm saying that Hellbent is a single episode because I think thematically, Heaven Sent very much stands on its own. You don't need to watch this episode, and you can kind of watch Hellbent without having seen Heaven Sent. But Hellbent, we go back to Gallifrey. Everything's happening on Gallifrey. The Doctor's, you know, going to the High Council, being a badass. There's that awesome scene where we go back to the Doctor's childhood home, and, you know, the soldiers are coming out and they are saying, hey, you're coming to the capital or whatever, and he just draws that line on the sand and walks back inside, doesn't say a word. That is fantastic. I think it's around the bit where they brought Clara Oswald back into it. Like, I love Jenna Coleman, and you know, I'm not mad that they did it, but I just really think the story takes a 180 turn there and it doesn't work quite as well. You know, I really would have liked to have seen them go like full like Capaldi revenge mad, but the whole story kind of turned into this like, you know, I have to be there for my best friend, I don't want to lose my best friend, which is fine, but it's kind of not what I wanted to see in the story. But it does complete the series arc of Clara becoming more like the Doctor, and she gets her own TARDIS and a companion at the end, which I didn't see coming. That was wild. But that last shot of the like diner flying through the space really annoyed me. So this story, it's fine. I'll put it ahead of Wedding of River Song, but that's that's about it. Alright, Series 10 finale, World Enough in Time, Dr. Falls. Wow, what a two-parter. I think I would have been fine if the Dr. Falls was Capaldi's last episode. Like, this finale is so good. Series 10's fine. Series 10's good, like, consistently good, but this was, like, standout. And it's a multi-master story. Like, how can I not love it? Look, I know it's controversial, but for me, this is the best finale Doctor Who's ever had. I loved it. I adored it. I think it's the best. That's my opinion. If you got a problem with that, I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments below. Alright everyone, we have made it to the Whittaker era. As a lot of you on the channel will know, I am more positive towards the Whittaker era than the average bear, for sure. But these 3 episodes, well 4 episodes I guess, are not my favourite. Not my favourite at all. I don't think the series finales are all that great. The Battle of Ranskorav Kolos, insane title by the way, insane. But I honestly think it's one of the most boring episodes of Doctor Who I've ever seen. And Chris Chibnall, who wrote this, like he said that this was a first draft. How is that happening? So I've had all of these like insanely epic series finales, but with series 11 it was kind of like a fresh palette. It was like a monster of the week, you know, trying to get new audiences in, and trying not to be like too in your face and timey-wimey and bombastic. And so we kind of had this preconceived notion that the finale had to be something big, and this wasn't. This was not big at all. It was like a little whimper. I'm all for having like a more subtle series finale, sure, why not? But for an episode to be this boring, everyone's fine in it, but it's just not a great story. We'll put it dear oh dear. Okay, we'll put it dear oh dear. Okay, we've made it to series 12 with The Timeless Children. Aye, where am I gonna put you? This could be a problem. Weirdly enough, I don't mind these episodes. I think Jamie Magnus Stone, who directed this finale, did an excellent job. I think these episodes look really great, and you know, there's the whole debate with like, you know, the Timeless Child and how it didn't really lead to anything, and you know, everyone's like, oh, but it messes up the count of regenerations. Mate, the regeneration count has been messed up thanks to Moffat. Don't blame Chibnall. And we really get some good time with Sacha Dhawan's Master, who's an absolute highlight of the Chibnall era. What excellent casting that was there. So I don't really hate this finale. Sorry, on its own, as it is, regardless of the bigger picture, I had a great time with it. I said great. I'm gonna put it there. Whoa, crazy thought. Crazy stuff happening here. Don't harass me in the comments. And now we have made it to The Vanquishers for series 13, the most current series finale that we have. Doctor Who Flux is such a wild time, a wild adventure, a wild 6-part adventure, and all of that led to this episode. And I thought, you know, episode 1, I loved it. Episode 2, I loved it. Episode 3, I loved it. Episode 4, I loved it. Episode 5, didn't love it as much, but I'm like, I'm still with it. This episode, episode 6, oh boy, it let me down. I think that there was far too much going on for it to try and like wrap everything up. There were a lot of unanswered questions and just a lot of strange decisions made in this episode that, you know, I will say it. I will genuinely say it. I have an active dislike for this episode. Sorry, Vanquishers. You didn't do it justice. But anyways, that is my list. Would you look at that? Wow, wowee. I'm pretty happy with that list, and I think I will stand by it probably for at least a year, and then I'll change it. But yeah, let me know, how would you rank the series finales? You can either let me know in the comments below, just like type it out, or you can use the link in my description, do the list, take a screenshot, and send it to me at Twitter at ChrisPro. Thank you. Please like this video, please subscribe if you've not already, and I will see you in the next one. Hello, Z!